This episode of The Mimic's Fail is sponsored by Taste Invader Tea. Treat yourself to 15% off an order of daring and delicious tea at tasteinvader.co.uk using code TMV. And today we also welcome newest patrons Nate and Stefan. And in the Vale tonight, we gather round on our little stools at the table in the pub, and we talk about Hollow Knight. We talk about We also go into Ninja Gaiden Ragebound. But first up, after one of us got back from the bar, I can't remember who, we chat about Shinobi, the Art of Vengeance.
Unfortunately, it's been another good week for good old Benji Kong on the Fancy Critic, hasn't it? I mean, we've had another little... Whoa, this is the one that lets himself down though, because it's not an indie come out, and Shinobi Art of Vengeance. You can make a face as much as you like, Ben, it's not an indie, it's the same game.
Indie developer.
Doesn't matter, Sega published, Sega funded. So, yeah. Anyway, this is a very good game and highly deserving of the plaudits it has received. And I think Art of Vengeance is a very nice moniker to give it because it's beautiful. Like, the art style of it, I think, is probably, it's not necessarily my favourite bit of it, but it's so impactful. Like, just the way the characters like pop out on the screen, and it's so fluid, and I like how it's structured, and it's, would you call it a Metroidvania? No, but it's definitely get Metroidvania elements in terms of having different powers and stuff you can pick up as you go through, and like areas you can't reach in specific levels, but it's not like that traditional Metroidvania where you are in a big map and you need to backtrack on yourself. It's going back and revisiting levels to get to areas that you couldn't get to the first time.
I think that's a really, really nice twist on a Metroidvania as well, because it's not as daunting. It's like, because it's level based, it just makes it feel like you can just do a level and then, I've got this power. I remember back on the first level there's that bit where I couldn't dive through the ground, but now I've got that power. I can go back to that and get whatever was in that chest. And so it's got that sort of same loop that a Metroidvania has, but without the sprawling wilderness of places to get lost in kind of thing. So yeah, that is a nice touch. Yeah,
and even the way it opens, and I think it doesn't insult you in terms of how it tutorializes the game. I think it eases you into it quite nicely, and the combat is incredibly fluid. I think that way, how to keep your combos going and having that combo meter, and then hitting the shoulder button to dive over and start hitting from the other side, and it's just really, it feels really nice, but it doesn't feel, I'm not saying it's not difficult, because it is difficult at times. Like, I don't know how many times it took me to beat the first boss, but it was quite a lot. But then to go and not just, that's not really spoiling anything, but to finish like that first main level, and then it's the way the map's set out, it's like different areas as you go along, which are like diamonds, aren't they? They're all diamonds all the way along. But you have like a little interlude bit in between it. You've got like almost a little, you're on your dog and you're running along, you need to jump and kill people and avoid spaces, and it's just a little chase sequence almost. And it's nice just kind of breaking that up. And Ben, I've not finished the game, but I think you have.
I've
seen a lot more of that than I have, but I'm very, very impressed by this. Like, I thought it would be good, but I didn't think it would be this good.
Yeah, no, I think I was, again, I thought it would be good, because the previews look good, the footage looks good, but you never know how it's going to play. But it plays like a fighting game. Like, the combat, I think, is really refined, but also when you pull off like one of those execution moves. So when you get you can kind of build, it's like a stagger meter basically. You can build up your enemies' stagger meter or get them down to a certain amount of life, and then a little symbol will appear above their head, and that means if you hit what's like L1 and R1 or something like that, isn't it? To do this execution move, and then you'll get like more coins and health drops out of them than normal. But you can also stack it so you can get 3 enemies all ready to execute, and then you just hit those buttons and it goes and kills them all like in a flash. And there's loads of bits like that are just really like presented beautifully as well. And it just feels cool to play, and it looks cool, and that is really all I ask for in a game. Much of the time.
Sounds cool as well, to be fair.
Yeah. Soundtrack is great. I think the fact that it's voice acted is, I don't know, that you can. It just feels like there's been a lot of care put into it, and you can tell, like graphics wise, you can tell it's a sort of continuation of what Streets of Rage 4 looked like, and it's similar sort of artistically to that. But I just, I mean, I wouldn't say it's like perfect. There were a couple of bits where I got a bit pissed off. In fact, one of the levels that is almost like a mini Metroidvania in itself, where you have to unlock doors to progress to the next section. I got turned around a little bit in that, and that was a bit frustrating. And I was a bit like, oh, they're playing this pre-release. There's no fucking guides online, is there? So I was a bit like, I had no idea where to go. And there was a lot of wandering around trying to find the right thing. And I did, but that was my one bit of frustration, but that might be more down to me just being an idiot kind of thing, which is entirely plausible. But for the vast majority of it, I just ploughed through it. We will get to sort of comparisons with Ninja Gaiden, Ragebound, because I think that's quite important to compare the two games, given that they came out within weeks of each other and are very, very similar. But yeah, as a sort of standalone thing, I feel like, and no affinity to Shinobi whatsoever, I should say. So none of this is like nostalgia or anything. In fact, I've grown up. I spent my entire life thinking the guy's name was Joe Mustache. And it's only when this game's, it's actually Musashi. Right, it's not Mustache. That makes more sense. Because I always thought, that's a silly name. Maybe it's a silly game, but it's not at all. It's quite serious, but in a kind of camp 80s action movie kind of way, which I quite like.
The only affinity I ever had with Shinobi was remembering the Master System. I'm sure it was the Master System case, and it was just a white case with a ninja face on it. Yeah, that's the only thing I can ever really remember about Shinobi.
Yeah, but no, I thought they the fact that it's got voice acting, but then the main character literally all he does is like grunt in different ways. It's just funny as well. Like he will literally just go like that as his response to everything. It's just funny. But yeah, I love the variety of the levels as well. I think they are, as we keep banging on about the graphics, but they all look brilliant. There's nods to Sega history as well, which is quite cool. And there's just a lot of variety within the levels themselves. Like the levels progress. It's not like, here's the jungle level and it'll stay a jungle. It will be like you feel like you're moving on. I'm really quite high on this. I thought it would be a cool thing, but it's like, I again, we've said this before, but I feel like if we didn't have to feel like we were playing something new, every week or two, I feel like I could go back and do the full, like try and, because I think it unlocks like an arcade mode where you can get ranks at the end of it and stuff like that. There's basically loads of post game that it unlocks. And there's obviously, you can go back once you've got all your Metroidvania powers, you can go back and get other stuff and things like that and 100% it. But there's a lot of game there for what on the surface looks like, just a basic level to level, action platform kind of thing.
And for such a budget price as well, was it 20? I think the console version's like £22 or something.
Is it?
Like it's not an expensive game at all.
It's a standard sort of indie price, basically.
Yeah, but it's not an indie game.
I think this looks really cool.
Yeah,
you summed it up. I don't think I'd seen anything of it, or if I have, I forgot all about it. But that art style, oh my goodness. It looks like it's hand drawn, right? But it looks like it's animated as well, opposed to whatever it is to make a game work.
Yeah. It was definitely hand drawn. God knows how they make it move. I don't know.
But yeah, it looks so cool.
I think you would genuinely love it.
Yeah. It's in the library, Lilith. It's in the library.
And it is, I would say it is challenging, but it's not impossible. Like it is, yeah, the base difficulty level I think is really nicely balanced. Like it pushes back and it is difficult, but it's not, like I said, the only bit I was beating my head against the wall with was a bit where I got lost, and that's maybe just because I wasn't sort of paying enough attention. But in terms of difficulty, yeah, I think it is about right for someone who is, reasonably proficient at games like this.
Do you know if it's the same folk that did Streets of Rage 4, the soundtrack?
Or is that Oliver de Riviere? Was that the guy that did
something like that? Yeah.
I don't remember seeing his name attached to it. And I would say I don't think the soundtrack is as good as the Streets of Rage 4 one.
Oh, okay.
I mean, it's different. It's not like you can't really necessarily compare them, but that was probably the bit where I thought, I feel like they could have gone a bit harder. Like there's a sort of city level with like neon lights and things, and I felt like I was playing that thinking, I wish they'd gone full sort of Katana Zero with the soundtrack for that level and just leaned into the sort of cyberpunkiness a little bit more.
Yeah, okay.
So yeah, that was probably, yeah, I would probably give like the soundtrack maybe like a 7 or an 8, but the rest of it, yeah, easy 9. Like it's really, really strong, really strong. It's going to be in my sort of top 10 of the year. I'd be very surprised if it fell out of that. Yeah, really,
very nice.
Just fucking lovely to play, and it feels like, yeah, they've taken all the learnings from, modern games and just gone, right, well, let's take this old IP and bring it into 2025, and they've absolutely nailed that brief. Big fan of Art of Vengeance. And Lewis, I genuinely, like, if we're not in the habit of setting homework for each other, but I do feel like when it gets to like the end quarter of this year, and we look at our short list of games of the year, this would be one I would like say, right, I do think you should at least try this, because I think it would be high in your estimations as well.
Yeah, okay. Just from what I'm seeing and from what you guys have said, I'm definitely going to try it.
Nice. I
just love how it looks.
Yeah, and it's just nice. Like when you're meeting fighting a boss, and a little just still frame comes up with just the boss's name, and it just all works really nicely. Yeah, super high on it. Shinobi, Art of Vengeance.
Yeah, so it's out now. As of this podcast dropping, it's out now in early access, but it's fully out tomorrow. Like, so it's digital, like deluxe early access editions are out, and then full release is the 29th.
Yep. Exciting. But yeah, as I mentioned, I think we probably need to talk about the one that this will inevitably get compared to by everyone is Ninja Gaiden Ragebound, which came out 3 weeks ago roughly. Yeah, and obviously genre-wise, protagonist-wise, history-wise, very similar. But Lewis, you've played a fair bit of this, right?
Yeah, I played it. I gave it a good old crack. To be honest, I started out I was never a Ninja Gaiden guy. I was as we've discussed in prior episodes, I was a Shinobi guy back in my Sega days. Shinobi 2. Certainly know the backstory in Ninja Gaiden, so I didn't realise that Ragebound is sort of set at the same time as the first game.
Yeah,
I'm led to believe. So,
yeah. So it sort of I think it starts as what happens in the first game, but then you don't follow the main guy, you follow the other guy who gets left behind, basically.
Yeah. Again, I think it looks really good. You can tell where I'm going with this, I think, already. It looks good, nice and snappy. But the gameplay is... I didn't enjoy it.
Interesting.
Like, at all. Like, almost like one or... I think it feels like two... It's very button mashy. And it's like one or two hits. One more so to get past an enemy. I just felt really empty. I was like, this is just an exercise in...
repetition.
I was like, this is not what I expected. But then I don't know if I'd give it more chance, it maybe open up a little bit, get a little bit more difficult. Because, I think back to when I played The Messenger, and I was, had a bit of a went in a huff at the game and ended up loving it when I went back to it. But there's nothing there that makes me want to keep playing it. And I think I've done, I can't remember how many stages I've done. But similar to this, it's stage-based. So you go level by level. But yeah, I don't know. I'm quite low on it, to be honest with you.
Yeah.
Didn't enjoy my time with it all that much.
I think interesting that you had that, because I started this before Shinobi. But then when we got the code through for Shinobi, I dropped it. Went Shinobi, played it all the way through, and then kind of reluctantly came back to this. Like, it didn't grab me as instantly as Shinobi did. And I sort of... It was probably about halfway through, and I was like, I'm not entirely sure I'm fully enjoying this as much. And then that's when I dropped the difficulty down, because there's a load of accessibility settings and stuff, as there is in Shinobi as well. But which it never occurred to me to change them in that. But in this, I was a bit like, I kind of just want to get through this level and see what's next. And so,
see, I think when I feel like that,
you just stop.
That's me.
Yeah.
Because I'm like, I can play something else.
Yeah.
Opposed to just like feeling like I need to keep on going.
Yeah, I think it was like similar to something like Sifu, even, where it just became a different sort of game. It was like, okay, let's just get through this level and see the next cool thing and hear the next cool... I'd say the soundtrack in this is better than Shinobi, by the way. Okay. That's the one thing where, if I had to compare the two, I'd say that's the one in the W column for Ninja Gaiden. But yeah, there's something about the combat that feels more sort of fiddly than it needs to be. So there's the whole, like... I don't know if you got far enough to like unlock the other, like the protagonists, those like dual protagonists.
Yeah.
That's quite early on, and you have to sort of do this kind of Ikaruga thing where you sort of, well, this enemy is outlined in pink, therefore I need to fire my kunai or shuriken or whatever it is at that enemy, and it was just all a bit like, yeah, I get what you're going for, but it just didn't flow like the way that Shinobi, as I said, felt like a fighting game. It feels like the combat is like so well tuned. This and the whole like bouncing off your enemy, doing a spin jump, bouncing off the next one is cool. But then towards the end, it was just like, well, I'm just having to do this throughout entire levels. Just bounce on him, bounce on him, bounce on that one, bounce on the next one. It's just like, I don't know. I just felt like it was a bit. I still enjoyed my time with it, but I had to like tweak it to enjoy my time with it. It wasn't like by default. It was probably a bit more difficult as well, I think, which might have
like, because there are things I did enjoy where you get the enemies that are sort of surrounded in, or like the bigger, some are surrounded by like a blue light, and you hit them and it like powers up your weapon, and it's quite a cool animation when you like take down a bigger enemy, like they'll chopped in half or they'll burst into flames or something like that. But just generally, just the average grunt that's kind of kicking about, I was like, just
like cutting grass, which isn't fun in a video game.
No. Unless it's Lawnmower Simulator.
Well, yeah. I mean, I think that's exactly what I was going to say. It's just not as fun. Like, Shinobi is just far more fluid and far more fun, whereas this, for me, it's actually, as you say, some of the normal guys, you just go straight through them and then you get to a boss and it'll be frustratingly hard. Like, it spikes in difficulty. And yeah.
And I think the upgrades aren't handled as well either. I feel like you really have to like choose what power you want to use and sacrifice something else. Whereas in Shinobi, I just felt like they were all stacking and I was getting more and more powerful. Whereas the way that they apply all that in Ragebound is, okay, well you can have this one equipped, but then you can't have that one anymore. And I don't, it's really good, and it's almost unfortunate that they've come out so close to each other, because inevitably one of them would look weaker in comparison. So I think if this was just in isolation and this came out, I'd probably be a bit higher on it. But now, playing two Ninja games mixed in with each other, it became really evident that I think Shinobi is stronger in every aspect, and whereas I'd give that a 9, I think I'd probably end up with this around like a 7. Which, again, is good, but it sounds like you might even go lower than that, though, Lewis.
Yeah, a 5. If I'm being generous.
Which surprises me, because I felt like if anybody would be high in this, it would have been you.
Yeah.
I don't know, I've just got a real thing about if something isn't like nice and tactile, satisfying to play, then it's like similar feeling to Ender Lily's Quietus of the Nights.
Quietus of the Nights.
That's it wasn't quietus enough.
Is that correct? A bloody noise. It just feels empty. But then again, I've gone back on my word on some games. Slay the Spire, I said the same thing. And I love that now. But I just can't.
Just be a time and a place thing, eh?
Yeah, I can't see me even bothering going back to try.
No. That's a shame. It is a shame because again, this is reviewed really well.
I think they're both basically sitting at the same score now.
Yeah, I think this is slightly lower, isn't it? Possibly, but yeah, there or thereabouts, like mid to high 80s, aren't they?
Yeah.
Which, I mean,
it's not bad going, is it?
No, but it's probably it's good that they came out in this order. Because I think if Shinobi had come out first and then this came out, I think this wouldn't have reviewed as well. Because people would have gone, oh yeah, this is cool, but we've just had...
This is better.
It's almost unfair because I feel like you can see and hear and feel the money that was put into Shinobi more. They really did give that indie developer some budget to work with. The fact it's got voice acting and, the animation style and everything else, it just feels like a more premium product. Whereas Ragebound feels like, cool, if this came out in 2018, I think this would have been peak gaming at the time. But I just feel like we've come a little further since then.
We have.
Yeah.
I want to know, and time will only tell, that in a few years' time, I want to look back at this and say, what was this? What was this section from? What game was it from? Ragebound or was it from Shinobi?
Yeah,
kind of like how people look back at those two magician films that came out in 2005, and no one can tell them apart.
Yeah,
like even now, one's called The Magician, the other one's called something else.
Yeah, I have no idea.
Magician.
Make a note of that though for an episode in 5 years' time. Set a reminder. But yeah, cool. I don't think. Well, I mean, 5 is pretty damning if you're giving it 5, but I don't think it's a bad game at all. I think it's just, in my mind, in comparison to Shinobi, I don't think it can hold a candle to it.
I feel that people listening to this, eavesdropping on our conversation,
get out of here. Yeah.
The nosy bastards of the world.
Yeah. People know that I'm prone to a knee-jerk reaction.
Yeah. And I'm prone to probably being too generous to things. So, yeah, everything's great, man. Now, I did a second ago mention peak 2018 gaming.
Oh, man.
That leads us quite nicely to a little something that I think we've all gone back to and revisited.
I haven't.
But in the wake of the big finally having a date for Silksong in a couple of weeks' time. And again, we should say, Jesus, 1 week. Fucking hell. And we should say, yeah, we'll be going into all of the... if you want to hear our Gamescom takes and our 45-minute breakdown of... Sakurai's 45-minute breakdown of Kirby Air Riders, then that is on the latest episode of our Patreon exclusive podcast, Chinbat, which you can get access to for just £1 a month.
Wow.
Just stupid money.
That is stupid money.
We've got 13 episodes there waiting for you. It's just like this, but less majestically structured.
Yeah. You could join for £1, listen and enjoy all 13 episodes, and then fuck off.
You could.
You could literally do that.
There's nothing we can do about that. We can't police that.
No.
You know, that's how you want to live your life. But if you do enjoy this and you want to support us, we'd appreciate it. Even just for a month. Anyway, yes. What are we talking about? Silksong, big announcement. We've gone back to Hollow Knight. And I thought you did as well.
No.
No? I'm sure you said you played it.
I'm pretty sure I haven't, and if I have, then I've clearly blocked it out of my mind.
Yeah. It's too hard for you.
Yeah, well, there's always that. I'm sure that's what Tyler would say anyway.
Bastard. Fuck you, Tyler. Yeah. So, Lewis, you've gone back and started.
I've gone back. So I've had
run.
to create a new profile on my Switch because all my other slots are taken up, and I can't.
And there's how many?
It's like deleting a child. 4.
Sorry, so there's 4 save slots, and you've what? Have you completed it 4 times?
3, I think. And then one of them's a Steel Soul mode, which is if you die, you're dead.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I didn't want to get rid of any of them for reasons unknown to me, because like it's the first one's got everything I need. I don't need save slots at varying degrees of completion. But yeah, so I started again. One of my favourite games of all time. But Ben,
yeah,
it is not one of yours. So I want to hear you talk about it so I can respond with the correct level of aggression.
I've got nothing. I've got nothing bad to say about it, other than I hadn't played it since 2018, probably. No, I think I have gone back a couple of times and tried to get back into it, because I'm sure I've messaged you, a year or 2 ago, Lewis, and gone, "Where am I? What am I doing?" Oh, also I'm playing Hollow Knight. So I've picked up my save, which I think, what was it, 30 hours I was at?
Something like that, yeah.
4. Thinking, right, I'm just really going to try to get back into this. So I looked up a guide, and it's hard to follow a guide for it, because you can play it in pretty much any order, right? I mean, there is some structure, but at the same time, I had to sort of work out, all right, I've got this power. That means I've already been there, so I don't need to follow that bit of the guide. I've unlocked these 3 things that I need to go and presumably either defeat or at least talk to or whatever. So I sort of pieced it all together and then was like, right, I know where I'm going next, and just sort of blitzed through it. I felt like, and I don't mean to be, self-aggrandizing, but I felt like, wow, I'm really so much better at games now than I was then. Like, I was, with the exception of like the final boss, who did take me, and not the final boss. Oh, it's not the real final boss. The boss at the end before you roll credits. I had a few attempts at that boss. Okay. But prior to that, I felt like I'm rolling here, and it took me about another 5 hours to finish it.
From when you messaged me?
Yeah.
Good.
So that's, pretty good going.
How did you find the Watcher Knights?
Those are the, is it 7 of them that sort of...
They'll come up 2 at a time or so.
Not too bad.
The first time around, I really struggled with them.
Yeah. I didn't find it that bad at all. I think once you unlock the ability to dash through enemies,
yep,
that was a game changer for me. I was like, I could just do this all the time now, and yeah, it was weird playing this after playing Ninja Gaiden and playing Shinobi. Was like, this is how a game should control. Because going from Shinobi to Ninja Gaiden and then realising, I can't do a mid-air dash. Fuck, this is rubbish. But then playing Hollow Knight after that, was like, I can just fucking do everything. I can dash downwards, I can zoom across the screen, and having that full move set unlocked, it was like, this is gaming. That was So I think it would be disingenuous of me, given how disjointed my experience was, to say, fucking 10 out of 10 masterpiece. Because obviously something, I think, and it was the getting lost thing that put me off it to start with. But yeah, me now in 2025, I feel like this version of me is more equipped to play a game like this and enjoy it and be patient enough for it. So no, I'm not going to slack it off.
Good. Well, what you need to do now is go around and level up your dream nail.
I'm not going to do
to get into the White Palace so you can do the Path of Pain.
No, I'm not going to do that. I've seen, since finishing it, I've done a bit of Googling to try and see what the story was, stuff like that. And now my shorts feed is just guys doing the Path of Pain and stuff like that. And I'm just looking at it thinking, it's like the Mario Maker level from hell, basically. So no, I'm not going to do that. But yeah, it's got me more excited for Silksong. Definitely feels like that'll be a day one. I'm interested just briefly, because I was thinking about this the other day. When Hollow Knight came out, it was almost touted as it's a Souls-like. Ooh. Do you remember? That was part of the whole people talking about it. It's the Dark Souls of Metroidvanias or whatever. Now, fast forward to today, there's a bit of fatigue around Souls-likes, I would say. Yes. I think that's fair to say. There's also been a million Metroidvanias come out since. Is there any concern in your mind that it's going to be it's cool, but it's not the same way as the Switch 2 hasn't lit the world on fire the same way as the Switch did? Is there an argument that might be the case here as well?
I don't think it can live up to the hype that people have built up over the last 6 years since 2019. Even then, I'll think back, if this came out, or if Silksong came out in 2021 or 2022, my hype levels would have been super sky high. But now I'm like, well, it's nice it's coming, but my expectations and my hype levels have
dipped. Because in 2019, and I did go back and listen to the recording, you did say, having played the demo in 2019, whatever year this releases, this will be the game of the year.
Did I say that?
You said those literal words.
Yeah. I cannot go back and listen to that recording because it's too painful.
I shared it in our group.
I know, and I threw my phone across the room.
But yeah, so I'm just looking forward to it now, as a fan of this genre, and having a bit of a 2D moment as well, which is good. But what about you, Alex? Have you got any hype whatsoever?
No.
Lovely.
But I'm quite pleased that I won't just hear people constantly going Silksong. I'm at least it's going to be over and done with. I mean, I hope it surprises. I hope it does well. I think it's quite a nice story when you've heard everything that comes out, that the whole reason it's taken so long is because they've just loved developing it and they've had the money.
We've got loads of money. Why would we rush it? Fuck you, game industry.
Why rush it until basically you are happy to release it and think it is ready to be released. I mean, that's fair play to the guys. They must have been, and I suppose that's the luxury they have of Hollow Knight being so successful and not having anybody pushing them along to do it. Like, they've just been able to take that time and that care and attention to what should be an amazing game for many people. And I hope it is. And I hope it's... Now, I'm saying to your point, Lewis, your hype has come down, but I don't know. I feel like this will come out and it'll be on par, if not better. I do think it will deliver. I think these guys are wizards at what they do, and I think they know what makes this game great, and I think they understand that, and they've spent this amount of time refining it. I was going to say polishing it, but that's unfair. I think it's more refinement than polishing. So, yeah. Maybe one day I will play it. I'm pretty sure. I think I've only ever played about 1 hour of Hollow Knight on Game Pass, like years ago. I think it's worth maybe playing this Silksong when it comes out. Again, on Game Pass, give it a go. Because I think just like Hornet's moveset and the way that she controls, just having just fought her in Hollow Knight, I was like, oh, this is going to be cool. Like, being able to control and do all of these moves and God knows what else. So that's, I'm excited. I'm genuinely excited. My hype is way higher than it's ever been for this game now that we're like within touching distance of it. So yeah, have you just decided using your platform of choice?
I think I'm going to go Switch
Same.
for this. Yeah, it just feels... Yeah, Switch 2. Yeah, it just feels right. And
it's actually a native Switch 2 game.
Is it?
Yeah.
Nice.
Well, that's why it runs at 120.
Does it run at a locked 120 though? That's the question. Because if not...
I don't know if it's locked. Well, I'm sure if it's not, then Max will tell us.
He will. He'll be the
I'm going to have to leave that chat because guaranteed Max is going to just power ahead and be like, oh my god, this happens.
Oh yeah, he will.
He has priors in that kind of thing.
Oh god, I've just 100% life. Yeah, it's going to be tricky. Speaking of our lovely patrons, though, and thank you to our 2 newest ones, by the way. But we put out, last week we mentioned we basically struggled with the Venn diagram to find the perfect game. So we asked the patrons in Discord for a suggestion. What would be the perfect game that would be somewhere in the middle of us? To be honest, I think these suggestions are just as bad as ours.
Yeah, I kind of think that's
but hey, it's a difficult task. Reese, for example, said genital jousting, as he does.
Of course he did.
Which never gets old. Reese
has got Tourette's.
I think he has. Eamon said
genital jousting.
Hello, everyone. And then Eamon said click holding, which, again, is a jokey answer. This is the problem. You make a jokey podcast and people reply with jokey stuff.
We want some serious answers.
Exactly.
Tyler said fast fusion.
He's clearly not been listening closely.
I like it a lot.
So I really liked it. We listed.
Yeah.
Get it in the bin.
Get it in the bin. There we go. So that one's out. Eamon did also say Ding Dong XL, which is quite a good shout because that has got a bit of
ticked a lot of boxes,
meaning to all of us. It's got that arcadiness, and so I think that's maybe the front runner so far. Phil said,
"This is something mental."
Breath of the Wild, Death's Door. Death's Door's not a bad shout. Or Hotline Miami.
No,
which I
something else.
You probably did as well. But yeah, Hotline Miami. I feel like I would enjoy that. But
I've tried it a couple of times and it's been alright. But
yeah,
no.
Okay, so Eamon's still the front runner. And then I think it was just today. Smark said Celeste. How do you feel about that, Alex?
Nah, too hard for me, apparently.
Yeah, exactly. That was what we were referring to because Tyler did come back and say, what did he say?
What do you get? Too difficult for Ben and Alex. I had the same thought.
And I was like, I mean, Come on. That's fine. That's fine. So, I don't know about you. Oh, and then Noodle said, is this a new game? Descenders Next?
Yes, it's
I haven't
recent
seen-
on Game Pass.
I haven't seen anything
I think
about
it's
that.
snowboarding.
I thought it was that bike game.
Well, the original one was a bike game, but Descenders Next got there's more than just bikes. I'm sure there's some snowboarding in it and stuff.
So I quite like that as a suggestion as well.
Mm-hmm.
Because
Tyler also mentions Dead Cells.
Yeah.
I quite liked that when I played it for a wee while.
I loved it when I played it. Never finished it, but enjoyed it. Lewis, you enjoyed it, right?
I enjoyed it. Not completed it, but I enjoyed it.
Maybe we should just say the Rogue Prince of Persia then. Maybe that would be the one.
Oh, we should play that. I feel like Noodle with Descenders Next, just because it's a new game and I'd literally never heard of it. It might not be the perfect game for us. We might all play it and hate it, but at least it was an original suggestion.
Yeah.
So I feel like that's a good one. And actually, I think Dig Dog XL is a good one as well.
Yeah.
So maybe we should just do 2 giveaways.
Yeah, why not?
Should we? One for Eamon, one for Noodle. Lewis is like, no! The agreement was what?
Only one game can
This
fit
is
into
coming
the
out
middle
of
of the
your
Venn
salary.
diagram.
Yeah. Okay, so yeah.
I don't think I can cope with 2 nights.
Yes. So congrats to Eamon and Noodle. Alex,
Yes.
let's carry on with this 2D action game
Mm-hmm.
train that we're on at the moment. And let's talk about Ooh.
Ooh, indeed.
Tell us about Ooh.
I mean, if you want a good Metroidvania, then you take the Metroid bit out of it and add a puzzle. And what you get? A Puzzlevania.
Yeah.
Yeah, and that's exactly what Ooh is. And for me, Ooh is an absolute masterclass in level design.
Yeah.
Like, this game is wonderful. Like, just from, it's what, 2.5 hours, I think, start to finish. I think it took me maybe just a wee bit less. And essentially in Ooh, you are the character of the title because it's like Ooh with a wee, whatever you call it. Thing,
Umlaut. So your capital O umlaut,
yeah.
and then 2 O's
And
after
then
it.
O's, and you're a caterpillar. So your head has got your wee antenna, and then you've got 2 parts of your body. And basically those 2 parts of your body is what you use to actually navigate and solve all the puzzles. So the 2 parts of your body you can then leave as you go to become bombs, and they will either propel you up, propel you right, propel you left, blow something up, create a path for you to go, and it's all puzzle solving how you can use the part of this little caterpillar's body to solve all these puzzle rooms and get from A to B to C. And it's so clever that it basically, you'll get to the start of somewhere and one side you can't go, and then you can go. So basically you've got a choice to go left or right. You go left, you can't work out how to go that way, so you go right and you start working through it. And you would have always been able to go left. It would never have been a reason that you couldn't go left, but you just didn't know how to do it yet. And by taking that path to the right, it basically teaches you all the way through by layering on little bits and little bits and little bits of how you can get through to the left. It's just so clever. Like,
I love
that. So clever.
Every time it does that, you're just like, fuck, I could have done this all along.
Yeah.
Like it's got that whole, the difference between this and a Metroidvania is, in Hollow Knight, you'll unlock an ability that lets you get to the next level, whereas in this, it through gameplay teaches you how to get to the next level. I'm trying to think of, like, it would be good to give an example of that, but like even the way you carry the bombs, for example, like you learn a new way to do that because you have to in order to progress through that section. And then once you've learned that trick, you go, oh, now I can apply that to that bit over there.
Yeah.
And it'll get you to the end of like a biome, won't it? And it'll be like a dead end and then just a teleporter. And you can then teleport back to that bit that you didn't know how to do before, and now you know. And
then you're like,
just genius.
And it's just like, it's hard because I don't want to say like one of the things that it's that obvious, like, because you are then kind of giving away a bit of how it would, but I don't think it would make any sense. But it's like you can basically arrange all these bombs, and it's about how you you'll drop the first one. So you basically A is to drop a part of your body, and B is to X. I'm trying to think on Steam. Well, basically, you get 2 buttons, and one of them drops it, one of them explodes it. And depending on the first one you put down, will explode first, and it's all about the order you put them down, and then where you place yourself between those bombs, or where you place those bombs on you. And you're like, say you're at the top of this level and you've got spikes at the bottom, but you need to collect something on the way, so you need to work out, well, how can I blow myself across here and down and blow myself back when I'm basically got two bombs.
And some of them you get in a room and you're like, how?
That's impossible. There's no way of doing it.
And then you just go, oh, actually, no, if I place myself here and place that bomb there and that bomb there, and then it is genius. I love games like this that make you feel clever, but then make you feel like, wow, the person that designed this
is an absolute genius.
It's just like on another level. It's
even when you then get to stages where you realise you can start to use the bomb to manipulate other things as well, and then it just layers upon layers upon layers. But it's so simple, so well designed. Like each, was it 8 worlds?
7 or 8,
7 or 8. And they're all a different colour, so it's easy to kind of track where you are in the map. And as Ben says, you get different bits of the teleporter, and essentially you'll get to one bit which is your, and then it's even clever in how it uses the teleporter in one bit as well. It's so
when you figure
things.
that out, it's just like, oh my god!
You're like, it's just so good.
Well, I think
you have to get something.
So you just have to basically escape from where you've ended up.
Okay. I was really watching a video. There's like a little flying thing. I'm like, oh, is that you need to go try and reach the flying thing?
So you have to a lot of the unlock, to unlock the next section, you basically have to catch a fly and then feed it to a frog. And then the frog will get out of the way, and then you can get through to the next part.
And you've got little checkpoints, like little flags, but they're actually like little Venus fly traps. So you can't just walk the fly past them; it eats it, and it's then working out how to get around it without it taking the fly and stuff. And it's
just so well designed. Like it's really just. Perfect. Like it is damn near perfect. Like I can't fault it. Like it's simple in terms of like graphics wise. It's only, as we said, 2.5 hours long. God knows how quick you could speed run it once you know what you can do.
So basically, if you worked out how to, like once you basically start off and you've just got the head, and then so once you collect the 2 parts of your body, because it kind of teaches you what you're doing by picking up the first bit first and then getting the second bit in. But once you've got all 3 parts, then you basically could speedrun this in minutes, I would imagine.
Yeah, but no, I'm really high on this. It sounds like you are as well, Alex.
Yeah, this is probably one of the games I've enjoyed most ever on my Steam Deck.
Jesus. Oh. And a perfect Steam Deck game as well. I think it is only on Steam at the moment as well, isn't it?
Yeah, it is. And I think going by, because it was created by the same developer as Electhead.
Yeah.
And I think that only ever came to Switch. I don't think it even got any wider than that. So it might come to Switch eventually, but I'd say this is just going to be Steam for a wee while. Anyway.
And I think, as you said, if you like a Puzzlevania or a Metroidvania, then I think this is a big recommend.
Did you just coin that?
I can coin it. No, I've heard it before. I can't take credit for that. But if you want to give me credit, sure. But the developer, there we go. The developer also gave credit to a lot of the inspiration, because a few games popped into my head while I was playing this as well. One of which was Cocoon, because there are a few like. I know Cocoon had a few mixed reviews, but I thought the clever like you have to go into a world, pick something up, go back into another world. It does a little bit of that sort of stuff.
With the portals, I suppose.
Exactly. So there was that. Other inspirations: Bomb Chicken, which is a really good game from like the early Switch indie scene, which is very similar. It's a puzzle platformer where you have to lay bombs to get around. Box Boy, get that. Celeste, I think, in the way that you get into a single screen room and you have to collect that fly that's way up there, and you think, how the fuck do I get there? And that reminds me of collecting the strawberries in Celeste. Metroid is an obvious one. I think Yoshi's Island, and then VVV as well, which I think, like, aesthetically it shares a lot with that too. But yeah, I thought that was quite cool that they gave credit to the inspirations behind it as well, because, like, you can see it. I also thought it reminded me of Tunic a little bit as well, because, you know, in Tunic where there was a shortcut hiding in plain sight and you just didn't know. There was a few moments like that. I was like, oh my God, I didn't know this was here, and I didn't know I could do this. And yet, if I'd have known that half an hour ago, I could have just turned left and gone through it, sort of thing. Really clever. Just, genius.
I mean, it was that good. I get really annoyed when Ben started playing it and I couldn't finish it.
I did feel bad because you picked it up, and then I was like, "Oh, great! I can jump on it now." And then I spent the whole the next 2.5 hours playing it.
Thank you to Nama Takahashi for sending us that code. So,
absolutely.
But it's absolutely wonderful, and I would recommend anyone with a Steam Deck to play this game.
Absolutely. And just probably really quickly, Alex, just continuing the Gush Fest. This is not the full release, but we have also played a little bit of the demo of Lumines Arise, which has got a full release date of November 11th.
Just after my birthday.
Beautiful. Quick sort of first thoughts. So it's the first 3 levels, isn't it? What do you think?
Oh my God, it's so good. Like... Oh, it's everything I wanted it to be more. Like, it's so good. Like, just I think probably just taking that back down a wee bit. It's not Tetris, and that's going to detract from it a wee bit, because it is very Tetris effect, swapping it out with Lumines. Like, it is.
Yeah.
But I love Lumines, and I think it's elevated Lumines. Like, it just even the style of it and how all the blocks interact with each other and the little twist that they've done, and then the new mode that they've added in to kind of start clearing the box in the same way as you've got the zones and Tetris effect, and like just sitting playing that demo, and demo's just the first 3 levels. First 3 levels. You've got the first 3 levels in the demo, and you have the multiplayer mode in the demo, so you can try the multiplayer mode. And it's only available for a week, so if you haven't played it, you've missed the first 2 days, and you've only got 5 days to check out the demo. So I would highly recommend that you go and do it. But
worth playing for that 3rd level alone. I had the best time, because when it started, I was a bit like, because the tutorial is pretty like basic and doesn't look amazing. It's not a great introduction, but by the time it ramped up to the 3rd level, I was having a fucking whaler. I was like, crank my headphones right up. Yeah. And obviously there's a certain creature in that level, which was quite cool to see as well.
A tail.
So that was awesome. But yeah, I'm looking forward to it. I think
I cannot wait for the 11th of November.
Yeah, it's going to do well, hopefully.
And I can't wait to try it in VR.
Might make me dust mine off even. Crazy.
But
crazy to think.
This is a game, I think unfortunately, this is a game that's going to win Ben Fantasy Critic.
We shall see.
Wow.
We shall see. Indies all the way, baby.
Oh, yeah.
Okay. I think that'll do.
I think you're right.
Any other business?
No. Well then, I think we should finish this out up with a game of Guess the Outro Conundrum.
Oh, we get the conundrums back. I'm excited.
How do you feel?
I feel good about that.
Can we just skip to the conundrum so I can write it down?
Yes, Guess the Outro Conundrum. I'll give you some clues. 10 questions, some clues. And then after question 10, I'll give you a conundrum. The conundrum this time round is not the game.
Oh, that's helpful.
It is the developer.
And then it could be many games.
Exactly. We
But both worked out who the developer is in the way there.
We have had, well, that's fucking tough.
All good.
You've had it was too easy.
Okay.
It was too easy.
Okay.
And also, I'm not going to give you infinite time at the conundrum like what I have been doing.
Oh.
I want you to win, but I don't want you to win that much.
You want us to win cheaply. Okay. Are you going to clue us?
Yeah, we'll stay in with the developer. The developer's 20 years old.
Wow. It's half a rare.
Oh, what a guess.
Okay.
Question 1.
I mean, it's not going to be an indie then, is it? There's not many indie developers that are 20 years old.
I don't know. I was trying to think of indies. So we've got Lizard Cube. No. What's a good question?
Character name and title.
No. Character name is not in title.
I feel like out of practice on this.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. I feel, can I just say, nervous. And I don't know why.
Because your clues are wrong.
Exactly. The developer is actually only 10 years old.
That's not
no,
true.
we don't know if he's been true or not.
Right,
Yeah,
so...
that's a bad question.
So, sorry, developer name...
Character name is not in title.
Character name, not in title. Okay. So we're still thinking of a game?
Yes.
Okay.
We're not trying to guess the developer.
Okay. Did this game release on or after 2017?
Yes.
Okay.
So it's a 20-year-old developer who's still releasing games.
Yep. Good to know. Okay. Post 2017.
What about something like, would this game be heavily related to the Switch or something? I don't know. I'm just thinking.
You could say, did it originally release on Switch, I guess?
Yeah.
Which is quite a good one.
Did this game originally release on the Nintendo Switch console? Or at least as the first console that it released on?
Nope.
Ooh.
Okay.
It's a Wii U game.
Surely he wouldn't be that gobshotty.
Ah, he would. He's in a half.
That's true. Okay, might be a bit of a throwaway one. Is it playable on Switch now?
Yes.
Okay, so it didn't originally release on Switch, but it's now playable on Switch. That's quite good.
So it was a Wii U game.
Either a Wii U game or... But there are not many Wii U games released post 2017. So it could be a Xbox or PlayStation
Yeah.
exclusive to start with, maybe?
Trying to think which other studios and developers have had like anniversaries and stuff recently.
Yeah.
What was Remedy's one? What's that? What were Remedy celebrating just now?
Surely it wouldn't even... That would be too obvious a Lewis game, wouldn't it? If it was a Remedy one. But it does fit. Go on, Alex.
I was thinking Alan Wake there, but character name's not in title. Controls wasn't playable on Switch, was it? Or was it? Was Control one of those ones that was one of the streaming games?
Yeah, it was. Yeah, I don't know. Whatever.
How do we narrow that down? Because you don't. Should we ask if it's a Remedy game?
Maybe it was developed in Europe?
Was this game developed in Europe?
According to my notes, yes.
According to my notes, is that a red herring?
I don't know.
Okay. So developed in Europe. So it's a European developer that's 20 years old.
Mm-hmm.
European developers. There can't be that many. Well, there's loads, but
I mean, the only ones I can think of with recent celebrations is Remedy and Rare were 40.
yeah.
And Remedy were releasing stuff for something. I just can't remember what the period was.
Is it an indie?
No.
Okay. Not in. Oh, do we get a clue? Actually, we just did. Well, that was question 6. I think.
No.
You do, but you've already got the clue, really. Multi-platform.
Multi-platform, not an indie. Developed in Europe.
Did this game win Game of the Year?
No.
Is it definite?
I don't think so.
Oh, Control did.
Oh, yeah. But then I would say, is that an indie? I'd say they're indie, aren't they?
No, they're not indie.
They're indie. They're just published by. Anyway, let's not get in that rabbit hole. Not an indie. Post 2017, multi-platform now, wasn't originally. Genre. Is this a first-person shooter or sports game?
No.
Okay. I think we're struggling. We might be looking at our first boss here, Alex.
So, was the game originally a console exclusive before going multi-platform?
Yes.
But European.
Was that console Xbox?
Question 10. Was that console Xbox?
Question 9.
No.
I think it's question 9. What? No, it's not question 9, or no, it wasn't Xbox.
It's not. That's question 10.
So hang on. So not an FPS or sports game was question 7.
No. I've got character name not entitled, question 1. On
Did
or
I
after
not
2017.
go for that Game of the Year question? Is that the one you're missing?
Not Game of the Year, question 7. Not
Sorry,
FPS
Ben.
or sports.
No.
9
Okay.
originally console exclusive. I got
Well-
a YouTube comment.
Yeah, sure.
It sounds
you
like it
answer
should be
question
annoying,
10 though?
but it isn't.
Yeah. Do we want to stick with that as question 10, Alex?
Well, I mean, that's as good a question as
What
any.
was what was the YouTube comment, Lewis?
It sounds like it should be annoying, but it isn't.
Makes me think of something like Piku Niku or something.
Yeah, indie home, innit?
Yeah.
All right, let's go.
Developed
Question
by Sega. Ooh.
published. Let's do that. Question 10. Was it originally an Xbox exclusive?
No.
So it's place.
So
Or
PlayStation.
was it PlayStation?
Well, it can't. There's no other console. Can't be. Surely, unless it is a Wii U. What came out on the Wii U in 2017?
Mario Kart.
But then it's multi-platform.
Multi-platform, yeah.
So what is developed in Europe, PlayStation exclusive, now multi-platform?
I don't know.
No, I don't know. Okay, I think we might be ready for
Conundrum.
another clue or a conundrum.
The conundrum. Alright, and the conundrum is decimation.
Sorry, you broke up for me there. Decimation.
Decimation.
Just for the avoidance of doubt, could you spell that for us, please?
DECIMATION.
Good.
How long will I give you? I reckon as soon as you got the developer, you'd get it. It is a game we've all played, I'm pretty sure. It's quite like watching Alex is so focused. We furrowed brow. If you got any feedback,
It's funny when you find a word and you focus on that word and it's not the rest of it doesn't make a word.
What word have you got?
Media.
Media. What are the other letters? There's an O, there's a D.
A T, an I, and a C. And no, it's CTION. Tonic. Mediatonic.
Mediatonic. Oh, so that's ukulele, isn't it? But that came out on the Switch.
I am going to ask you for your final answers.
What else did they publish, Alex? Or develop? I think I can only think of ukulele,
Of ukulele.
and ukulele and Ukulele in the Impossible Lair, but they were certainly Impossible Lair came out on the Switch day one. I don't think Ukulele came out unless that Super Lucky's Tale wasn't them as well, was it?
No, I don't think so. That was the Xbox originally, I think, as well.
But surely they're indie Mediatonic.
Yeah, I would have said so.
I mean, I've only got Ukulele.
I mean, I think that's all we can guess, Ben.
Yeah.
I don't think it's that. Or is Mediatonic Fall Guys? No, that's...
I'm sure that's the Ukulele.
Something to make me think Fall Guys. And it's media something else for... And Fall Guys came out on PlayStation Plus, didn't it? It was PlayStation Plus.
Yeah, let's do that.
Fall Guys.
Fall Guys?
Yeah.
You've pulled it out the bag.
Yes, you bastard. Well done.
It is Fall Guys Ultimate Knockout.
Yeah.
Ukulele Platonic.
Platonic.
That was when I thought Mediatonic, I thought Fall Guys, and then Ben started talking about ukulele, and then I got confused, and I'm like, no.
I was like, when you said that, I was like, oh, Ben's taking them down. He's taking the wrong path here.
Ooh, good save, Alex. Good save.
I want it noted how generous with time after I said,
Oh, come on.
I want an answer.
You were still
I mean, in
pushing us.
fairness, I had we solved the conundrum, we just didn't have an answer yet.
Yeah. That was good. Well done.
Well done, Alex.
That's how I like it.
A wee bit
tight.
tricky.
Yeah.
Tight.
Brilliant. And what delight are we listening to from Fall Guys?
Oh, a surprisingly good soundtrack,
Yeah.
But we are going to listen to Fall and Roll, written by Yukio Kallio and Daniel Hagstrom, of course, from Fall Guys.